Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Hi. It's now April the 2nd. It's about 10 a.m. Central Standard Time here in Manitoba, Canada. And we're going to do a technical analysis on Bitcoin today. But before we proceed, I would like to review what we talked about yesterday, right? So we always have to understand once again that these technical analysis that you guys watch from other people, it's more so to give you food for thought, right? It's to just dissect it with a grain of salt, and for you to always formulate your own opinions and by getting a general consensus from multiple perspectives and opinions, right? So I'm just following up with, I'm actually replying to a lot of the tweets lately, and just getting back to people in general because I want to help you guys, right? So I've heard some people say things like, oh, I was long, but I went short because you did. Well, and then after that, they didn't really watch the rest of the video, or they didn't really see my backup plan, right? So I still killed in the market. I don't have my 2FA phone on me right now. I'll have it later this afternoon because I'm actually downstairs just hanging out in the kind of the guest area where I've been hanging out a lot lately because it's got a cool view of like the dog park. Here, let me show you guys if you haven't seen it. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool view here. So it's very relaxing. There's like the river over there, and there's a bunch of dogs playing usually during the day. So I'm honestly just too lazy to go upstairs and grab my 2FA phone. But yeah, let's review first of all, okay? Let's review exactly what I was referring to yesterday, okay? So first of all, we're going to draw this resistance that we saw around the 4,200 mark, right? Just like that. Now we're going to go to a lower time frame, okay? So this was my general idea, right? My general idea was that we were still going to maybe form some sort of ascending triangle that wasn't going to break it quite yet, right? So my idea was this right here, okay? It was to close it like around, I think 37 something, right? If I went something like that. Maybe even there, if it went to this side, like around 4K. But if it dropped down to here, right, this would have been the aggressive approach taken. Now I'm going to explain to you guys how we play and trade like a casino. So this way we can cover our butts, right, if trades go south. So another one was this one. This was my aggressive approach, right, where I was targeting like 3,800. And the other one was around there, around the 4K, just depending on which triangle I thought it was going to break out of, right? So my risk to reward for the last trade was pretty good. It was shorting at the resistance, which is, something you usually don't do until you get confirmation, right? And then I was going to stop myself at 43.15, right? Mine was 43.04 here, and this one was, I think 3,800, I said, right? Yeah, and I think I yielded like a 2.20 risk to reward or something like that. 30, there we go. Actually, 3 points, was that it? Yeah, around there, right? Yeah, so I would have won about 9.61% if I had gone the aggressive approach, right? Because then I would have closed it right around here, perhaps, right, 3,800-ish. So because I would have lost, and I actually got stopped out here, right? I was in bed and my stop loss was up, and yeah, I just got stopped out. 43.15 was my number, right? So I lost about 2.5%, right? And then because I got stopped out, I took a risk, right? I have to understand that there's, obviously going to be a rally, and I'm not going to add to my short position. That'd be silly, right? It would be silly to add to my short position. It's better to just take your loss, right? And then I had to stop buy as well, right? I stopped buy right when it broke above 43.30 or 43.20. Do you guys remember me saying yesterday 43.20 was a really crucial number? Now, let me explain to you guys what happened, okay? During heavy times of volatility, yes, you have permission to look at a 1-minute chart, okay, guys? The reason why is because you can look at a 1-minute chart a lot of the times is because why would you not when there's a coin that's spiking 30%, right? Like 21%. Of course you want to look at a 1-minute chart. Your 1-hour chart's not going to help you during this crazy volatility, right? So you got to look at them. Now, the reason why is because sometimes it gives clues, right? It really does. Now, you guys tell me which candle here is the first one that started to show signs of volume. Obviously, this one right there, right? This is the candle that showed volume. And guess what was the price, guys? Right around here. The body of the candle is at 43.20, right? And that's also the first close of the candle, which means go for it. Once you see this volume pick up right here, right? And it's breaking well above some resistances, and 43, 4200 was a big resistance. Bam, that is your key to go long there, right? So sure, you took a 2.5% loss there going short, but the long is where you make it up drastically, right? So you have to make sure you're very diligent. So now, if you were entered in a long position, you would have entered around 43.20. Some people took the risk of, entering much earlier, right? That's okay too. My stop loss was at 41.75, right? Of course, we didn't get into that. And I actually did. I had to stop by, but it never actually fully executed because I put a limit order instead, right? So it was kind of really risky on my part. So I actually didn't get into a little bit later, but still pretty decent profit. I'll show you guys and go over all of it soon, okay? And my profit, my target was I think 46.75 or something like that, right? The first one. I took it a lot earlier though. I didn't ride any of that to the 5K, right? In fact, I was going to short it, but I was just too tired. So then, you make it up, right? Now you're getting whatever 8.2% or something, right? Even though you took like a 2-3% loss, you're still net profit up 4-5%. So that's generally how I play it, right? I think about it over the course of a few trades of potentially the first trade going wrong, and then the second trade, right? I'm playing against my previous position, and I acknowledge the fact that I'm getting stopped out, and that I acknowledge the fact there's a resistance break as well in a huge rally, right? So I'm gonna keep this TA fairly short today because I've got a lot of errands to run. Yeah, I've got so many errands to run today, and I think I'm gonna go catch a movie or something like that since it's Tuesday, and that's kind of tradition, right? Like cheap night Tuesdays here in my city. But anyways, enough with the personal stuff. So right now, what we're gonna most likely get is a bunch of inside bar candles, right? Where the body keeps getting smaller and smaller, and within the body of the previous candle. So now what I'm looking for is one of two things, okay, guys? I'm looking for a shorting opportunity or a long accumulation, right? For a day trade or swing trade position. It really depends on the volatility that we get and the candles that we get on what time frames, right? I'm sorry, I'm trying to button this up right here. It's kind of hard. There we go. So in my opinion, we have to test a support first, right? Multiple times before we can just start skyrocketing. Well, look, we don't have to, but that's generally the case of what happens. And another thing is that, we broke this resistance, right? So it's going to act as a pretty hard support now, but I don't think we're going to be trending anywhere near there anytime soon. So let's say we go back a little bit to 12-hour, right? And we're going to go over RSI here as well, okay? We see about 43.84. That's kind of a huge one, right? Like huge resistance. This whole zone was a huge resistance. So now it's going to most likely act as a support, right? So I'm expecting, let's go to daily. I want to be clear about one thing, okay? Remember I mentioned that I don't consider this bullish until two things. One, we cross above the 200 moving average, and two, we pretty much get a golden crossover where the 200 moving average ends up supporting everything below it, right? So if it ends up supporting below it, and the yellow and the white line here, which is the 50 and the 200 moving average, if they cross, and the white one ends up going below all of them, then it's going to act as a really good support, right? So the goal as well is to close above the 200 moving average for the day, right? So where I see really hard support right now is right here around the 40, anywhere above 4600, I would say, right? Because there might be some wicks that could just pop down for a few minutes and then blow right back up there, right? And it just rebounds, right? So I personally see 4600, 4650 will more so say, okay, as a really hard support. And then I also see above 4400, a really hard support as well. So I will be buying to swing if it does get anywhere between those ranges, right? And also, another thing is that I see this over here as perhaps ABC, right? And I see this as perhaps even 1, right? And this could even be like a leading first wave of some sort of 1, and that could be the first subwave where it's just going 1, 2, and that's a 3, and we could get a 4 to around the 47, 40, 4650 ranges, as I mentioned, right? And then we get a 5th wave up going, right? So then that'll complete the 3rd wave. Okay, let me just draw this out to give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about, okay? So the way that I see this right here is actually a leading, is ABC, okay? ABC. That's for the first wave right there, okay? That's ABC. Oh, sorry, that's for the 2nd wave coming down. And then if I go through my Elliot wave, I see this as my 1, 2, and I don't see 3 quite yet, okay? I'm guessing about 5,500 to be quite honest, okay? Yeah, that's right, 5,500. And then I see bouncing above the 200 EMA and then making another rally somewhere, but that's far down the road and to be determined, okay? So now I take my trend-based fib extension tool and I assume that that's 1 and 2, and then I follow up to there and I say to myself, whoa, a 1618 extension in a bull market where we go above the 200 moving average. That's actually pretty cool that it's above. Take a look right here, right? It's 52, we'll just say 5,300, right? So target is most likely anywhere between even 1618 to 261, or sorry, to a halfway, not 55, I'd say, right around 1618. 53 to 55 max for that wave. But who knows? It might not even get there, right? It might only get to even 52 or something. But based on the count that we see right here, I cannot help but think to myself that there's still another one up there, right? A 3 going up. And I see this right here as perhaps, 1. This could be 2 somewhere down there. That could be A, B, C right there. That could be a leading first wave to make a 1. That's 2. And this could be still going, right? Like something like that. So it's pretty cool to be able to see this bull market come to fruition after we've been waiting for so long, right? Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at a German Shepherd over here. It's a cute dog. So yeah, dailies is looking great, guys. I mean, the daily is getting to 82 RSI already. First time we've seen that RSI, guys. Honestly, it's the first time we've seen this RSI in a very long time. 82, last time was in December, right, guys? 2017. So we are absolutely now confirmed we're in a bull market, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sure, we're going to get to some amazing numbers. We're in at least a medium-term bull market, not a long-term one yet, because the weekly hasn't confirmed too much, right? But you look even on the 12-hour, we're about to get like a golden crossover over here, so it looks really nice. Our size is peaking at really high points right now, and we have to keep in mind that when we're in a bull market, the R size could reach extreme lengths, right? Extreme highs, and you wanna if you do decide to short, you want to short at a reasonable confirmation, right? When there's a lot of confluent reasons where you see it coming down. So once again, guys, I do see a really good buy zone potential above, 4,600, 4,650. I might even, let's just say I just took the retracement of this specific wave right here alone, right? I want to be buying in my 382 range because I don't even think that's close to done yet. Like even if I do something like that, right? I want to get into my 382 range to the 0.5. And that's still between 46 to 47.50. So I'm super ready to buy right now and go long. I'm not going to be shorting this, guys. You guys always, a lot of people say that I'm just a big shorter, right? And I like bear markets, but bull markets are way more profitable, right? And I only short because we have been in the bear market, right? What can you say about that? So of course my mindset is going to be very bearish, but when we get into bull market, we have to learn how to alternate and reset our mindset. This way we can actually adapt to a bull market, right? Rather than just keeping that mentality of a bear market where you're just looking for opportunities to short, right? So, you think of shorting where it could retrace 3-2%. That's, whatever, not that much whatsoever. Let's say retrace 10%, right? Or it went up 10% and retraced 3.2. That's like 3.82%, right? Well, if you caught the rally, you could have made up to 10% or way more than 3.82%, right? So bull markets are going to be absolutely fun this year. But anyways, I just want to give you guys a very quick TA in the morning. And I'm going to do kind of an afternoon scan. I want to go out and get some breakfast today because I feel very alert. I'm going to go walk around this area called the Forks and just get some fresh air, clear my mind a little bit like I do every morning now, and go for a run. I'm going to hit up the gym, get some good food, and then I'll see you guys later this afternoon, okay? Thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys very much so, and have yourselves a wonderful morning. Take care now. Bye.